It's 6 a.m. time to go balloon riding, Marta and Jeff.
We're in Erie, just north of Lafayette, on a beautiful day. Just the slightest breeze here.
The Southern writer Flannery O'Connor once wrote that everything that rises must converge. Well, Marta and I have been converging for 50 years of marriage, and so on the occasion of our anniversary, we were given a balloon ride.
Well, it's our 50th wedding anniversary, and Walker gave it to us for a present. Hi.
How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing okay. I'm at the office. How are you?
Oh, that's great.
I see you at the office. You have a tie on. How is Senegal?
It is warm.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like 46 degrees here. It's great to see you. Thank you for this gift.
Yes, oh my.
We love you.
Of course, I love you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Senegal's right here on the westernmost point. It's right below Iceland.
So when we're looking at weather, we're looking at 4 different weather sites. Okay, that's what we're looking at right at the moment. The weather forecast this morning was good. We do have winds all around us at the moment, but not right where we're at. So we just keep a close eye. Safety is always paramount with what we do.
Tell me about the Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard of Oz. Wizard of Oz is a gas balloon.
I'm about to embark upon a hazardous and technically unexplainable journey into the outer stratosphere.
So these are all hot air balloons. They derive their lift by heating the air. Okay, so there are gas balloons also that use like sandbags. They use helium or hydrogen, and these days they're only using hydrogen. Wicker basket they've been using for over 200 years. They haven't found anything that gives it. Mainly it's the sponginess of it. If it was just a bucket, you wouldn't have any shock absorbing capabilities. So it flexes. That's why they still use wicker. But it's cheap because it's rattan. So it's easy to harvest. If there's a repair, you can weave something in there if it should get a hole on a bad landing. And it's resilient, and it's historical, and it's lightweight. So for all those reasons, we still use and weave wicker baskets over 200 years now.
Just the basket full of fuel weighs about 950 pounds. The fabric itself weighs about 750 pounds. And we'll put a ton of guests, all of us in there. So yeah, so they're big, they're heavy, they look fluffy, but they're moving a lot of mass.
I'm very excited. It's going to be so beautiful.
We let up a little helium balloon and it kind of tells us where the winds are going. So even though we have at our disposal nowadays, we have all this electronics, we have all these charts, we have all this information like at our fingertips. Reality is that little balloon that we just let up right there. That's reality.
And I think they also want us to be able to go east as opposed to northwest. So maybe we'll end up in Wyoming. And we could see the wind farms.
Oh, yes. flying through the blender is not a good idea.
300, that's the Colorado balloon, 300,000 cubic feet. It's about a $120,000 balloon. Turn it upside down, you can put 275,000 basketballs in it.
My father used to say, apropos of nothing, what time does the balloon go up? And today it happens.
Up and away,
I wanna go up and away, up and away.
In 1967, the Fifth Dimension rock group released their Up and Away song, which is the song that always comes to my mind when I see a hot air balloon drifting across the sky. This was a year before Jeff and I started dating.
When the burner wasn't running, we could hear people talking, we could hear dogs barking as we drifted over the houses on our way east.
Being in a hot air balloon is not at all scary. It's quite peaceful.
It was cold on that morning, but when we got in the balloon, whenever the burners fired, it was like having a heat lamp right on top of your head, so we stayed warm.
No need to panic, George. There's a proper method for getting a balloon back down on the ground.
I'm coming, George!
And they grabbed a hold of the ropes and held on to us as we scooted down onto the field.
We bumped once, and we settled down, and that was it. It was a very good landing.
It was beautiful.